Welcome to the Mighty Matt Podcast. I'm Matt Sterling, your host, and boy, do we have a guest today. You can throw the word badass around a lot, but I got a real badass that we're going to talk to. I met Mr. Damon Whittaker, who is a W1 Paralympic archer at an adaptive sporting event. And I then was able to watch him do his archery thing, and it was incredible. So I had to have him on the podcast. So welcome, Damon. How are you doing?
I'm good, Matt. Good. Let me correct that. I'm not Paralympic yet, but we're working on it. So in about 2.5 years, that's the plan. That is the plan.
I'm already promoting you. I'm promoting you because you're awesome.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. So I've been kicking these interviews off. I hate when people say, "What's your disability? What's wrong with you?" So I flip it around and I say, overcoming life's obstacles requires great strength. So when did you become mighty?
Ooh, I became mighty at a young age. Not as young as you, but at a young age.
Okay.
My car accident actually happened at the age of 14.
Okay.
I was going to go grab something to eat after playing in a football game with my uncle at my high school. So my uncle and I went to go grab something to eat. That was October of 1992.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and what's so funny is my birthday is November, so it was right before I
Quite a
turned
present,
15.
huh? Oh my
I tell you
God.
what, hospital food on your
That's such
birthday
a
is not
critical
fun.
age.
Oh yeah,
No,
oh
that
yeah.
is not fun. And, you're playing football. It's a critical age at 15. How did you deal with the frustration with the accident?
You know what? I think with me being so young
Yep.
helped a lot because now it's one of those things where I was just fresh in high school. You really don't know what the future is gonna turn out and things of that
Sure.
nature. With parents and adults, they tell you, start young, think about what you might want to do, this and that.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I was just going to a brand new high school that I really didn't know anyone at. I was just trying to
Yeah.
find my way and fit in. Well, put it this way, I was a standout from ninth grade all the way to my senior year.
Sure.
Everybody pretty much knew who in the world I was.
Where did you grow up, by the way?
Grew up in Inglewood.
Or local?
Yeah, I'm a local to LA. LA, Inglewood. Actually had my accident in the city of Inglewood too. So
Oh, geez.
when you hear that statistic, car accidents happen 5 minutes away from your house, literally,
Yep.
that is realistic. It is crazy.
Yep.
It is
That
real
is.
crazy. Of course, I did finish high school. Going through with high school, all that is one of those things where trying to fit back in and trying to fit in with everything, man,
Yeah.
it was hard because you're in high school, you're a teenager, and you're going all through these growing pains.
Yep.
Trying to be cool, trying to be liked by the girls,
Yep.
and this and that, and also
Sure.
trying to. The one thing that I missed at that time was being that athlete. There was not a lot of adaptive sports, so with me just being able to learn how to communicate with other individuals and socialize, it helped with my social skills. I was one of two kids that was there in a wheelchair.
Oh, you were? Okay.
So I had to interact with people because I wasn't playing football anymore. So
Right.
then you're in the stands. So then that way, that was one part that helped me out a lot because then now me going to other schools, I'm the only person around that's there in a wheelchair. It
Yep.
helped me and I learned how life would actually be later on, needing to learn how to advocate for myself and others.
Sure. And how did the students react to you, the other students? Because I assume they knew you before the accident and after.
They really did. Remember, in high school, let me see, it happened in October. Everybody just now started going back to school the end of August
Sure.
because that's
Okay.
where you're supposed to automatically go to from your junior high school. And then I transferred from there, and that was like 2 weeks into September. So
Okay.
for about a month, I really didn't know anyone. Only people who I actually knew ahead of time were
Uh,
the individuals on the football team. Because during the
right,
summer,
right.
I knew I was going to go to that school. I actually was going out in the summer to practice. And, that's when they have two-a-days to try to get
Sure.
familiar with the coaches and the other players. So with me actually knowing the football team and those individuals,
Yeah,
that made things a lot easier.
that's great. I bet. Yeah.
And so, how it is. Well, this is just another sports jock that got into an accident. Well,
Yeah.
I do have some smarts, but then,
Yeah. You got a lot
okay,
of
it's,
smarts. I
it's this
know that.
situation to where I'm being pushed around by all these football players, and they're like, okay, well, who's that? Who's it? And me being a freshman. So, the seniors and all that, they didn't know anybody. They didn't know me
Right.
until I
Right.
came back. And then I'm like, oh, that's that kid. That's that kid that they heard about
Sure.
a fellow student that was actually in a car accident.
Yeah.
So now that I came back to school, it was like, okay,
And what were you doing at that point for fun? Did you start getting into adaptive sports, or when did that become interesting to you?
I had a PE teacher. PE teacher, they
Yeah,
really
right.
didn't know. They didn't have
They
any
didn't know what to do,
adaptable
right?
sports. So then what am I doing? I damn near you get an A for going around the track. Hey Damon,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Go around the track a few times. For
Yeah.
for the whole you can roll around the track with 4 times and it's a mile. Cool. I got an A for PE. I really didn't do
Right. Right.
anything.
Yeah.
And very, very few. There was one adaptive teacher for
Okay.
LA Unified or
Wow.
Inglewood School District. It was one of those things. She really didn't know too much because she
Right.
didn't provide any information or resources like there is
Yeah.
now today.
Yeah.
It was okay. If you want, there's wheelchair basketball, but
Basketball. Right.
yeah, that was pretty much it. She did mention wheelchair track and fields, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's not
Right. You
me.
want to play football?
Right. I want to hit somebody. But
Yeah.
I did
Right. And now you
I
really want to
did
hit somebody.
seriously, I
Yeah.
did learn about wheelchair rugby. It was
Okay.
brought up to me. And it's also,
Yep.
if people don't at that time, it was called murder ball.
Yeah.
So
Right.
eventually when I was junior and senior. All right, well, hey, there's rugby, there's murder ball out there. Is that right?
Sure.
Let me see. Okay, but there wasn't a team that was close to me. I mean, I live
Right.
in Inglewood, and I'm
Yeah.
like
Sure.
right in the middle. I'm either had to drive all the way out to the valley.
LA's so spread out. It's hard, right? So, what drew you to archery?
You know what, man? As a younger kid, I was always into sports. I was always into something physical, some weird. And I
Sure.
always was the type that would do something that was out of the ordinary. Even though when I decided to play football for my high school team, I also wanted to play water polo.
Wow.
Come on
That's
now,
yeah. That's
water polo.
hard.
And mind you, I wasn't a great swimmer, so of course I need to
Yeah.
take some swimming lessons. But I wanted to play water polo. I figured, hey, if you can last in water polo, then you can play any goddamn sport because
Absolutely. Those people are so fit, because you have to swim the whole time and throw the
yep.
ball around. It's crazy.
Right, right. So, but at before while doing all that, I always every now and then did archery, just out the blue. You
Sure.
know how everybody goes to a
Yeah.
camp or you may see it somewhere, it's somewhere that you want to just try it. I did have me a little bow that I had bought when I was younger and was used to shoot in the
Cool.
backyard, shooting
Yep.
up stuff, putting holes in stuff that I should not have been. I had that, but it was nothing that it didn't click to do archery as an adaptive sport until I went to a Angel City Games event. They had it. This is when they were having their first big thing at
Okay.
UCLA. So
Nice.
with me being part of, you know, some of the fellas, Alvin and Michael, with them being part of Triumph Foundation, because Triumph Foundation is now doing a lot of clinics.
Sure.
They had mentioned, hey, there's this thing that they're helping to create, and they want to have all the adaptive athletes
Yeah.
come on out and try everything. And of course, I saw archery on there, so I signed up. And be like, come on now, let's see how what they're gonna do. I saw it, I tried it, I had some fun, and I just left it alone at that. And then years down the line, I met Kevin Mathers, and
Okay.
he he's an adaptive athlete. He did Ironman and a whole bunch of
Nice.
other things. He actually was doing skiing. He was trying to get on
Yep.
the Olympic skiing
The
team.
ski team. Sure.
Well, I think it was off season, and he started doing archery. And after he won the Tokyo Paralympics, that's when he kind of nudged me. It was like, hey, you know, this is something that you might like. I mean, I know
Yeah.
that you shoot. We used to go shoot guns
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
about
Sure.
at Oak Tree.
Yep.
He was like, I think this is something that you would like or you would enjoy. I kind of put it off. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll have some fun. But, but I'm like, this is LA. Where in the world am I going to shoot some archery? Shoot, where
Yeah.
do you go and buy a bow? There's
Yeah.
really no
Exactly.
places that's out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
with that, after he had said, don't worry about it, I'll help get everything and kind of get you started, I ended up having a stroke. And then after
Wow.
the stroke, I told him, you know what, give me a chance. Let's see how that works itself
Sure.
out. Because, you know,
Yeah.
having a stroke, you don't know
You don't know,
after
right, how you're going
that
to end up
first year,
afterwards.
right? This after
Yep.
that first year of having a stroke or a heart attack, they say after a year, then your chances of having another one goes down. So it's like let's wait a year and all that. Then
Yeah.
after that year went through, man, I needed to have an outlet again. I mean,
You needed
being
an
able
outlet,
to do
right?
anything.
Sure.
And he hooked everything up. And after that, where I got measured and got set up for everything,
Yep.
I needed to find out how to actually now pay for everything. So,
Right.
so
Yeah, they just don't
that
give you the bow, right?
right, the way that I am is, look, when you give something to someone, they don't take full interest into it when you give it to them, but when they earn it, they put
Yep.
some interest into it, and then
Absolutely.
bam, they'll pay attention to it and take care of it a lot
Yep.
better than if you just gave it to them.
Sure.
So
And
that's the
that's
type
it.
of person I am. Bam, let me at least pay you something for this stuff because it's very
Sure.
expensive. And then that's where Angel City, Clayton and Angel City, it's Angel City comes in, and their youth council helped with getting me to purchase everything. So then after that, I've been doing everything since 2003. Yep, it was
Cool.
2003 when everything got started.
It's interesting to hear you talk about getting into it because just coming in and meeting you and then being at that Angel City event, I noticed people gravitated to you and you were encouraging some people to try it, whether it was Ron or that other guy that was kind of hanging on the fence.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's really neat to see you bringing other people into the sport as well.
Well, I mean, of course, that's how I got into it. But when before I got into archery, it was one of those things where, because it was so many years from me having my accident in 1992, and then now starting to be around with all these different nonprofits that now is helping
Right.
to be part of the community and
Yeah,
supply the resources for all this, like CAF and Kelly Brush Foundation, and then there was a whole bunch before COVID, and then COVID some kind of had to close their doors and drop off.
Yeah.
Without those, none of those were around when I was younger. So I would have got into adaptive sports a lot sooner
If
if
you had
those
access, right?
resources,
So that's why
access
these
and resources
programs
there.
are critical
Yeah.
to get people just exposed. Because once you're exposed and you want to do it, it gets you out, it gets you involved. And I feel like there's a
Hmm.
social component to it that's hugely important for people, either that have just been injured or are just sitting at home because they don't know what else to do.
Right. And
So
I think,
I feel like it's a great community.
yes, it is. And I think that because there is a slight disconnect, and I think where that is from when individuals are in the hospital to when they are out. And the first line of contact are the physical therapists and the rec therapists that are in the hospital.
That's it.
If they aren't pushing the narrative, hey, no matter what situation that you're in, you still got to get out and still live life. And that there are nonprofits that are out there that are willing to help you. You just get out and just try them. But now,
Yeah,
mind you,
absolutely. You've got to get out. I remember when I was on life support in the rehab, you're just surrounded by negativity. Everybody's else is on respirators. Everybody's worried about dying. And it's like,
right,
you
right,
got to find that place to, tell yourself you're going to get out of this and things are going to
yeah,
get better
yeah.
because, it will. And you just have to get yourself fired up and motivated kind of to get out there and do it.
Right, right. And trust me, being in the hospital though, there are long nights to where you're just hearing that
Yeah.
beep from the damn
The
beep machine
beeps,
for the
the beeps, and the
from
moans,
whatever,
and the get me out of here.
and the call buttons. How
Yeah, and the call button that never works.
it works.
It just keeps
We don't
dinging and
know if
nobody shows up.
no
Yeah,
one
they're
right.
out.
I don't think the light shows up on the other end at the nursing
Well, it
station.
shows up.
Mentally and physically, moving around and being around
Yeah,
sports is one of those things. If especially if
it's
it was
huge.
something that you did before, and now something has now been taken away from you. No, mentally you can get back into that groove. It's going to take a minute. No, you don't just, not everyone
Absolutely.
jumps up and bounce back and have that,
No,
you know what, forget it. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Some people,
no, you're not going to be great the first time out. It's, I've got an 11-year-old son and I constantly remind him, you're not going to be great first. You got to get out there and do it. Like I
mhm,
was terrible at basketball, but I kept going and I got good at defense. And, you just have to practice. I just loved being out there. That's what kept me going.
yep, yep. And that's why when you say you see me around and a lot of people, I try to push it. Hey,
Yeah.
try everything. Just try it.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
don't
try it.
just say no because it was one of those things where I spent so much time saying no, 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 no to different things that were, who knows where I would be at this time. I could have
Absolutely.
been a whole Paralympian in a whole nother sport and then now doing this. But,
Sure.
you know, hey, like one thing, before
Yeah.
archery, I started doing skiing, of course.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go and slide on a side of a mountain with no brakes or anything.
This is not for
That's A
me.
me. But after I tried it, I had a blast. And then it comes down
Yeah.
to where I go skiing at least once a year. Now I've
Oh, that's
stopped
wonderful.
since
Yeah.
archery, since I've been doing archery on a serious
Yeah.
note. I stopped skiing because I don't want to mess up my arms and shoulders. But
You
I
got that
still
right, buddy.
I
I was
still want to.
skiing and I loved it, but I went down a couple of times on my shoulder and I'm like, I'm not
It's
doing
a wrap.
this,
No,
because
nope.
yeah,
I don't want
that's
it messing up
yeah,
something else.
my goal is always not to get more disabled. I like to
Right.
stay right where I'm at. So let's talk a little bit more about archery and how your sort of path to where you want to be in terms
Okay.
of classification and competition.
Hmm. Okay. Well, there is a
So, like, how do you get
whole
classified?
right. There is a whole process of this, and I had to learn that like the first year and a half. First
Okay.
things first. First things first is going to your local archery range and doing a safety class. You are familiar with the terms, you're familiar with the
Yep.
equipment and things of that nature. And
Yep.
then it also lets you know where and how, what type of equipment that you're going to use. Are you going to use a compound or are you going to use a recurve bow? So then that's the beginning. Then that's when you want to reach out and to USA Archery, become a USA Archery member, and then they
Okay.
also have they have a steps and they have a form that you have to fill out. There's also other ways I would also suggest that way you get a taste of it going through like programs like Move United. They have archery
Okay.
at different locations around the US.
Sure.
Read all the
Yep.
rules on USA Archery. And then once you find out a location where they do the classification,
Yep.
it takes about an hour. You get classified nationally, and then bam. If you want to go and try to, with the big leagues, to hit what they call the MQS, which is your mandatory qualifying score, once you hit that, then you're on the team. Okay. Now,
Wow.
you have to hit that score every year. You can't just hit that score
Yep.
one time and then you're
Yeah.
automatically on
Yeah.
the team whenever it comes. So you
Sure.
have to consistently every year hit that score. But from what I've seen, once you hit it, everybody pretty much keeps going and hits it every time. It's just getting to that
Okay.
point to where you have
Getting
that.
to
Yes,
that point.
yes. So
And are
after
you
you do
close to that
Nash,
point, or
I am getting
are you at
close
that
to it.
stage now?
I'm getting I'm on the
Nice.
right track. I'm on the train. I'm on the track. I
Yep.
just haven't hit that destination yet. Okay.
Nice. And
After you do,
what kind of time period have you given yourself?
well, I gave myself this year, but I
Okay.
fell short. So next year, I do believe within the next two events, by next summer, I will hit that score.
How far have you traveled to compete?
To compete, I have traveled from West Coast to East Coast. As
Wow.
far
So across the
you
United
yeah,
States.
from across the state United States. They have at the time it was Arizona. There's four major tournaments. There was Arizona Cup, there was Gator Cup, Arizona, Arizona. Gator Cup, that was Florida. Then there's SoCal, which
My
is
alma
back
mater. I
home.
went to the University of Florida.
There, there you go. Look at you. You got
Go
SoCal, which is
Gators.
down in Chula Vista, and
Okay.
then there's what they also have is Ohio with the Buckeye Classic. I've never been to
Got
Ohio.
it. That's where I was born.
Okay, and then they
I don't know
have
how
what
I
they.
avoided archery with all these spots.
You just want to stay away from those arrows. That's what it is.
No, I did it when I was a kid and I did not do very well.
Now, after that, they have what they call Target Nationals and US Open,
Okay.
which is anywhere in the United States that all the archers can come and shoot. And then within their
Cool.
classification. So
Nice.
then this now you can shoot there. So it's really five different locations during the year. Now Target Nationals, it
Now,
moves around.
here's a novice question. So,
Mhm.
when you go to these events, are there people that you are like looking at going, "I'm gonna kick his ass," or is it all you're trying to improve your skill?
It's a little bit of both because in the beginning, you're trying to improve your score, but if
Yep.
there's someone that's new like you and like how I am, I'm one of those ones that thrive off of competition. You give me a
Sure,
competition,
absolutely.
it's almost like you have a goal. I want to beat him. Well, yes, you go, you shoot your score the first day for qualifications to line you up in the tournament, and then the next day is eliminations. You then get ready for the next day, and you have eliminations, and you're shooting
Yep.
against this person. All right, now that's when
No,
the competitive
no, I get
juices
it.
come in. You wanna beat that person also.
I like it.
And of course, with your qualifications, the better that you shoot, the better your ranking is. Not just as
Yeah,
a
sure.
team, you improve and you win spots and things that way. That's
Yeah,
worldwide, but nationally, it's almost like it's me and you going back and forth and who's who.
love it. Well, I think that next year is gonna be your year,
Oh,
and I
it's
can't
gonna be.
wait to see
Oh,
how
it's
it
going.
goes.
But you gonna know.
And
You gonna know as soon as
no,
I
no,
hit
no.
that score. You gonna know.
Everybody in LA is going to know. Everybody in the United States is going to know. I
Right.
love it. So that's enough about archery. Now we're going to have some fun. I mean, archery's fun as well, but I want to really get to know you.
Okay.
So
Okay. Shoot.
what is the most asked question you get from random strangers being in a wheelchair?
Ask questions from random. Why are you in that thing? Why are you in that thing? Or sometimes it when I was younger, it used to be, why are you playing in that wheelchair? Because they didn't think it's like,
Playing. They
why am
think
I
you're
in the,
playing.
why are you playing in it? And then two, it would be, you too cute to be in that. What?
Yeah. That's good.
I mean, what? You think everybody in
Yeah, I'm still
wheelchairs
cute. What's the
look
problem?
ugly? I'm still cute. I
Yeah,
got a seat for you to have a seat on. Come on now.
that's
But
right. That's it.
you
That's
gotta
it.
flip it. You gotta flip it and make it a positive. Then you kind of flirt at them with a little bit. And
Yeah.
then hey, that's when it comes in handy. But this
I know you
chair,
got the moves, Damon. I know it.
no, this chair has opened up doors to where I was able to do and go places that I never would have thought.
It's wonderful. So I usually close these with a weird question, but I think it's kind of funny. So if somebody were to clone you and there were two Damon Whitakers sitting in front of me, what question would I ask you to determine the real Damon? So a
Wait,
question that would reveal who you are.
man, you know what? When my mom, I think she would freak out if there's another me around, because then that means she would have double the trouble. Double the trouble? Boy, two of us? Well, you know what? I think the only way you would know is probably by my middle name. No one knows my middle name unless
Nice.
unless you know me. So I won't
Do
be
you want to reveal it?
disclosing it. No, thank you. It starts with an A, and that's it. That's it.
All right. Now, fair enough.
Everyone tries to
They
figure
try
it
to
out,
figure it out.
but yeah, if you know me by if you know of me
You're
or
going to know
me
that.
by my middle name, then you must really know me.
Yeah. I love
So
it.
yeah,
I love it.
my mom,
All right. My
if it
last,
was,
what would your mom say?
I was just gonna say, if anything, my mom just has to ask that one question: what's your middle name? And then, if first we gonna fight, be like, why do you need to know? That will be the key. Anybody in my family, if they know my middle name, that would be a passcode for someone that I'm really in
That
trouble.
that is awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And the final question I have to ask is, what was your favorite concert?
What was my favorite concert? Favorite concert. You know what, man? It's so funny. I, when I was in high school, I used to work at the Forum. Yeah, I was an usher at the Forum. So I was
Nice.
able to go to all the concerts and things because I was working them. And
You're kidding
I
me.
no, I am dead serious. You know how around the corner, around the edges, there were for handicap
Yeah,
accessible. I was one of the
yeah,
guys there
absolutely.
that
I saw
that
Tom
would
Petty
let
at the
everybody
forum.
know. Look at you. I had a blast. I'm not even gonna lie. I had a blast when Garth Brooks came to town. That was my first
My God,
country.
no
That
way.
was my first country uh concert, and man, it
Yeah.
opened up my whole perspective, the eyes to country music when he was out there. So
So what
it's
you're saying is you beat Beyonce to the country thing.
hey, I didn't go to hers, and she was at SoFi.
That's right. That's right. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. I want to
Man, it's
see
a
that
pleasure.
target. You got it sitting there?
It's
You got that target? Where is it?
well,
Let
I
me see
mean, I
it.
got I got one. I'm still working on
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
I'm still working
Get
on
that
it.
bad boy up there.
I got plenty of holes in there, but I'm still work. I still
That's
gotta
it.
I gotta mess it up to where all the yellow just starts to tear up.
That's right. There's going to be no yellow after you get a hold of that thing.
That
Oh
is
my
the
God.
plan,
Well,
man.
thanks. Thanks, Damon. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you at the next event.
It was a pleasure, Matt. Thank you, and I'll see you there.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and I hope you'll click like and subscribe so you can meet the mighty.